Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
Welcome to Cowboy Boys episode
100?
Yeah, it's the 100. We've moved our podcast studio to Orlando, Miami.
We're in St. Petersburg. You guessed the two most wrong places.
Yeah.
St. Petersburg, Florida, and we're not going back to New York.
Dude, it's so good here.
It's fucking tits. We have two guests. Return of Jardozer, Jared Collins.
Hello.
Famous pornographer.
Yeah.
I don't know what's your thing.
Yeah, famous
All right.
pornographer.
There it is.
And we
Famous
got
pornographer, mustache haver.
Alexis Guerreros.
Hey, hit me with the Latino.
What's
Let's
happening?
go.
Dude, finally some representation on the podcast.
Yeah,
Am I right?
yeah. Yeah, this shit, even with Mac here, this shit seems like it's very white.
Yeah, we got to get some Latinos up in here.
You are probably the darkest person on the podcast we've ever had.
People won't realize it's a very Latino heavy podcast because we've had Irene, we've had Diego, we've had Micah Brucey, who's Italian. That's adjacent.
Yes.
They're Latinos
Latino
now.
Adjacent.
we don't allow that in the East Coast.
We
Have you not seen Do the Right Thing? They don't like us, bro.
Wait, what?
No, that was black people in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I've never seen that. What are we talking about?
You didn't see La Cosa Bien? That's the Spanish Do the Right Thing.
What is Do the Right Thing?
What?
It's a movie about a pizza place called New Park Pizza where a black guy got killed because he went in there to use the phone.
What? Oh, and they were just like,
It was in Queens. It was just like those old Italian goons that hated black people because the neighborhoods were shifting.
Oh, okay.
And they were racist.
It's like it's the reason Spike Lee is famous.
Yeah.
So is the whole movie just like, hey, do the right thing, don't shoot?
It's like, so you know how when the weather gets bad and it gets really hot in New York, the first week the crime rate goes up.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing of like, you know, people are outside, the neighborhood is shifting. It's the black culture versus the old school Italians who own the pizza shops. And they refuse to put up black celebrities on the wall and shit like that. It's like, it's all about like gentrification and the cultural shift.
That's why it's okay to be mean to Italians.
Oh, everybody can be. Yeah, I'm married to them. Yeah, not to them, just the one.
I was like, the group?
I married the culture.
They just jumped you in?
Yeah, but I mean, feel free to make fun of them. You're mostly right. If you're going to use a stereotype against them.
We got an Italian on the pod, so we can say anything.
A Brucey?
No, I mean right here next to
Jared's
you.
Jared's dad is Italian.
He is Italian.
Oh, you guys have
yeah.
different dads.
Yeah, we do. We switch it up. That's why
nice.
Jared's all handsome and has dark hair and a full...
You know, I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
I got to be honest
That's
with
why
you.
Jared's all dark and handsome, and then my dad is just like, we escaped Scotland to kill people. And I'm just like, oh, God.
Yeah, Jared has this Mediterranean look.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what
he
I mean?
really does. Look, he's very exotic.
Dude, last night at the Waffle House, we were trying to get
true.
fucked. That lady was just saying everything. You're like, you look like a
She
porn
was
star.
just trying to be next to me the whole time. It was. She had a gun. I was afraid.
That
I'm
turn
not
you
gonna
on?
lie. No, I'm not you, Mac.
Shayne and I.
No, it's true. It is hot when
Yeah.
they have a gun. I
What?
don't want her to point it at me, but maybe if she just held it while I fucked
No,
her.
I'll take her pointing it at me.
She just squeezing off rounds.
No, what you do is you have a Mexican standoff and while you fuck. And then whoever comes first, whatever happens, happens.
The person who comes last gets to shoot once.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, I want to fire a gun. I mean, I have fired a gun while I was having sex, I'll be honest.
You fired a gun.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Into
Outside?
the sky.
Oh, okay.
Into the sky. Yeah.
Did you say the sky or into this guy?
No, into the sky. Yeah. We did it as a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was like, "You want to?" Because we had like joked about like, "Oh, shooting a gun while fucking whatever," and then she like bent over against a tree and I was fucking her, and then I just shot a gun in there.
What kind of gun?
Oh, it was
I
like
thought
a
you were going to
22.
say, what kind of tree?
Just a little 22 pistol. Just a little.
No,
guy.
that doesn't count.
No, it's good.
No, I don't know.
What caliber of gun should I have been firing?
At least a
I
45.
was gonna say maybe 9 at least, but
Oh wow, so you went lower. Jared went higher.
Yeah.
what does that say?
You need a lot of power.
More power, baby.
Yeah.
I'm secure with what I got. A 9mm will kill. Well, it'll stop a man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People, yeah. Oh, you mean a bullet? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll fucking
Yeah.
stop.
I feel
someone.
like that's why they were invented.
Yeah.
I feel like that's their proper use.
People
Oh my God.
hate getting shot with those.
Yeah.
I guess they still get to live a little bit when you get shot with a 9,
True.
as opposed to a bigger bullet where you don't exist anymore sometimes.
Here's what I want to do. I want to get a girl, and we'll get a 10 gauge shotgun. All right,
Those
or
are-
maybe an AA-12. It's an automatic shotgun.
10
with
gauge
like
is fucking huge.
20 rounds in it. It's like a drum magazine. So you need to go into a room and like kill 9 people for no reason. I guess this is the gun you use. But she leans over the
I'm
table
glad
with
that you added
with the
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
with the automatic shotgun. She leans over the table. I'm fucking her. She just starts unloading rounds, and now she's fucking me, and the gun is technically also fucking me.
I was gonna say, did you ever see the AR-15 where instead of a buttstock they put a fleshlight?
Yeah, I would put the. You got to put the fleshlight where the grenade launcher goes on the front.
No, you don't want to point the barrel right above.
It's
your...
exciting.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say something I didn't think I'd ever say. I hope the NSA is watching the both. This is the shit that you guys see on the internet. You know how like I always say there's like different New Yorks, right? If you're super rich, you live in a different New York City than I live in.
Yes.
You guys live on a different internet than I do.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
My
Oh,
shit is
yeah.
all like pizza and like, sports. What you two see, I've never heard of. I wouldn't even know what to search for to find what the shit you guys watch.
I don't
remember-
search for it. It just comes
I
across
was gonna
my
say,
page.
yeah.
I feel like you put yourself on websites that propagate the things you see.
I
I wouldn't even know how to find those sites.
I remember the last time I went to New York and Mac was like, let me pull up my TikTok FYP.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What's FYP?
Your
For your page.
Oh,
It's
For You page. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because the algorithm knows what you want, and the algorithm is just like, hey, Mac, would you like to see a toothless woman hurting herself or others? And Mac is like, absolutely, I would.
You guys know the your mom's house? Like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
wife. I can't remember
Christina
Christina.
Pajitsky.
Yeah.
I'm so in love with her.
She's super funny, but she does that. She pulls up like weird TikToks,
Yup.
and I'm like, I don't use TikTok that often, but someone told me that the algorithm even knows what you view the most.
Yes.
It
Like
watches.
not just what you've watched the longest.
Well, it also pull up your Google searches too. So if Mac's searching weird Google shit
I
too.
Which is Bigfoot blowjob real question mark?
Dude, well, I'm loving that I'm a minor. The modicum of small amount of fame I have now. Now people are sending me because we're here in Florida, and this girl's just like, you know what you'd like? You'd like to see the skunk ape museum, and I'm like, there's a skunk ape museum. I'm fucking going. This
Yeah.
is cool. So people send these stuff too. Which
That's
I
like my
love.
fans would be like, "Oh, you're going to St. Pete? Try these pizza places."
Yeah. One of my fans was like, I want to send you this shirt, and it was a shirt of the Mothman, and it said, I sucked the Mothman's dick on it. And I was like, yeah.
Well, look, we both got gifts. Okay.
Yeah.
Shayne got a gift, and I got a gift. Right. I headlined the night before the
Yeah.
special that we're here to film
Yes.
for JF Harris, very funny comedian. And you had drawn or joked about getting a tattoo of a snake with tits.
I drew a snake in a dress. I drew a titty snake. It was a snake, a green snake in a dress with big bimbo titties.
And someone made that for you.
And someone made a doll
Yeah.
of a snake with big bimbo titties in a dress.
Now, to give you guys some context as to who I am, since this is the first time I've been on the show, the gift that I got was a guy who owns a restaurant dropped off 75 empanadas.
Oh, yeah.
So, hand-sewn snake with titties in a dress.
yeah.
75 empanadas that have fed all of these goons you're listening to for the last 3 days.
Great empanadas. To be honest.
Yeah, they were.
Baristas. They're in Jersey and Orlando. Go get them.
That has to be being a food fan and having food fans be your fans is got to be the best.
It is cool. It's weird when they cook the food for me. Like, it's a
Yeah.
restaurant, so that I'm cool with. But
When
we
sh-
were in Chicago, and so I had said, like, the only real cookie is chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Everything else is blank cookie. If you say I got you a cookie, you should mean chocolate chip.
I'm with it. That's
yeah,
a good opinion.
if it's like a snickerdoodle, you better say you got a snickerdoodle. You can't say, like, I got you a cookie. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And some lady made this big deal about her snickerdoodles are incredible. And I was like, okay. So we were in Chicago. I'm on stage performing. Like the women's national team is in the audience and shit. And someone just walks up to the stage with like cling wrapped paper plate.
During the show?
I fucking hate when this
Say,
kind of stuff
hand me
happens.
cookies. And do you guys know the Laugh Factory in Chicago? The stage is legitimately 9 feet in the air. So now I have to get like on all fours to grab this plate. Everyone else in the audience is like, is this a bit?
Alexis, you didn't have to get the cookies. Your fat guy instincts take over. You're like, sorry,
What am
guys,
I
gotta
gonna do,
stop the
let her
show.
stand by the stage?
I gotta, yeah, you go later, sweetie, and you send her on her way. 'Cause she's in the middle of a comedy show. But you were like, oh fuck, guys, there's cookies. I'm so sorry. No one looked directly at me while I did this, and just got down on all fours and crawled over. Give them to me.
Also, you forget that's my fan base. I'm like, everyone watch me eat these cookies.
True. Did you eat them on stage?
I tried it. It was
Hell yeah.
By the
You
way,
reviewed it live?
it was all right.
Live
brutal.
mukbang.
It was actually pretty good for snickerdoodles. But again, snickerdoodles are like we ran out of chocolate chip. Would you like to try one of these? That's the best that cookie could
Yeah, I've
do.
never had a snickerdoodle blow me away.
No.
True.
What is
Never.
it made of? I don't even know what the
It's
fuck
cinnamon
it is.
sugar on top.
Yeah, it's just a sugar cookie with cinnamon.
Fuck
It's
that.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a cookie.
No, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They've
I
already
didn't
done
know
it
that was
the
a real
best it
thing,
can
by
be
the
done.
way. You know that?
What?
I didn't know Cinnamon Toast was an actual thing.
Oh
Where-
yeah, it's
where?
real good.
It's
What?
white people eat this.
Yeah, you throw
Alright.
butter and cinnamon on toast.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought Cinnamon
Yeah.
Toast Crunch was its own invention.
So you throw butter and cinnamon on toast, and then you put, the secret is to go butter cinnamon on your peanut butter and honey sandwiches. Boom, just
Yeah.
blew your fucking mind.
So how I had it the first time was toast came out hot. They butter melted cinnamon on that, so like
Yup.
it infuses, and then after it cools down and hardens just a little bit, honey on top.
That's also very good.
Yeah,
But the peanut butter and honey sandwich is enhanced by butter and cinnamon 1,000,000%.
I
Very
did
good.
not. I don't think I've ever had peanut butter and honey.
You
What?
wanna-
That's a classic poor
I had
people
peanut butter and
food.
jelly for the first time 3 years ago. By the way,
What the fuck?
yeah, dude, we don't eat your food. I brought like
No.
Tupperware with arroz con pollo to school growing up. Yeah,
Alexis is on a whole another level of food I've never even knew existed.
We should tell Alexis about white poverty food. He'll lose his mind.
Alexis,
Yeah, my wife has explained some of it because like she didn't have a lot of money for like a period of time growing up, and I'm like, you ate what? But some of it tastes great. Like her family's Italian, so they would make buttered noodles with like a little bit of like cut tomatoes and stuff on it. And I'm like, yo,
Jared and I like butter?
this is delicious.
Dude, we used
Wait.
to eat straight dry ramen.
Yeah, you just take the
Often.
ramen, you'd crunch it up, put a little water in there, put the packet in there, shake it up, and now you got a meal.
That's jail shit.
Yeah.
You guys didn't eat food. You ate jail cuisine.
Have you ever heard of a toast sandwich? It's a real like British meal. That's the whitest meal I've ever heard of.
Sandwich made with 2 slices of bread with filling of a thin slice of toasted bread, which may be heavily buttered.
Whoa.
Do you know what a bacon buddy is? B-U-T-T-Y?
No.
It's buttered bread with pieces of bacon in it. That's like a famous sandwich.
Dude,
There's
fuck.
also a chip buddy, which is French fries on buttered toast as a sandwich.
I think I understand why white people need to conquer and colonize, because when you're eating toast sandwiches, you're like, fuck it, we need to go over and steal what they're eating.
Yeah, that's why y'all build boats. So like, we need seasoning, man.
Dude.
Salt isn't enough.
Just
Yeah.
one day, there's just some British guy on a boat, and he's eating a toast sandwich. He looks over some Indian guy eating chicken marsala or whatever, and the Indian guy goes,
picked
"Oh,
it-
so that's just what you eat, huh?" and he just goes, "You
Chicken marsala is
motherfucker."
Italian food, by the way.
Is it?
Yo, can I just say something? So we're in the middle of nowhere, St. Petersburg. Jared finds this great little like beer hall with actually good food.
This is
and,
great.
And then I go, oh, and it's only, I go, in case it sucks, it's only a block away from Chipotle. And Shayne goes, let's just go to Chipotle. Like, why is everything a chain with this guy, chicken
Dude,
marsala?
I like consistency, my man.
Bro, you are,
What is chicken marsala? What am I trying to say?
it's fried pounded chicken breast cooked in a, like a French style, like wine sauce.
Listen, British people don't know anything about food. That Indian guy could have been eating Italian food, and he thought it was Indian food.
I'm sorry that I ruined your scenario. Yeah.
No,
Also, why were an English and an Indian guy on a boat together?
Dude, listen, that could happen.
Yeah, it was a cruise boat. It was a cruise boat.
Yeah.
That was
They
what I
were
was-
cruising in
yeah,
the
yeah.
1500s. Absolutely.
It was a Norwegian cruise
I like
line.
to believe that an Italian guy was eating it, and the British guy
chef.
got all mad, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill your country and take all your food." And the Italian guy goes, "Oh, really? well, I'm going to go back to India. Go ahead and try. And then he went to Italy. And that's how that happened.
Yeah, that's a real history right there, boy.
Oh my!
What do Indian people eat?
What tikka masala?
Tiki masala.
Is that what the word you were?
Curry,
Curry? No, tiki masala is what I wanted.
I'm saying it
That
wrong.
was invented.
Chicken tikka
that was
masala?
invented in England.
tikka.
God damn
Damn.
it.
Yeah, it's the national dish of England.
It's good. It tastes great.
They
when I
just do
order it.
curries there, bro. That's like all the Indians eat is curries.
Anytime you eat Indian food that has cream in it, like a cream-based sauce, it's the English version of it.
I never know. Listen, I'm so bad. I don't
It
even
sucks
know what
being
Italians
this guy,
eat.
to be completely honest. With
They're
you.
just-
Everyone's
it's
like,
like-
I don't want to talk about food around like.
I like it because we went to that. Where did we go? We went to the Cuban sandwich place.
Yeah.
And so I'm just food smart enough. What would you call it? My food intelligence, my FQ, my
Right.
FI. I don't know. That's my IQ's low. Where you're describing like, you taste that? That's butter. I'm like, oh my god, I do taste that. That is butter.
we
or
had
whatever.
we had pasteles. If anyone's Cuban listening to this, it's like phyllo. It's like basically like laminated dough, like what you would make a croissant out of, with like meat in it, and then on the top it's like sugar, so it melts. And I go, "Don't you taste it sweet?" And Matt goes, "Oh yeah, that's what that is."
Oh, that's what
sugar confused Mac.
Dude, I've never had anything. It was delicious, by the way.
Yeah, they are
I
great.
genuinely don't think he tastes food. He
Yeah.
just eats like he's in prison.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to that. Shout out! We're gonna do a commercial for Rich's Hamburgers in Utah because I went there, right? And
Oh, yeah.
my buddy recommended to go there, and the guy order just some burgers. Me and my buddy, and the guy brings it out, and he's just like, "Hey, big guy, both these burgers for you." And I'm just like, "All right, this fucking place." The chef's already roasted me. I'm kind of liking it. I'm not even like 3 minutes later. I'm halfway through my burger. And he comes out and he's like, "All right, so you're halfway done, like Fatso. You want another one?" Like you just roasting me, and I'm like, "God damn, this food is so good."
I bet you that guy doesn't even exist. It's just his inner voice.
Mac is fight clubbing himself.
And they're like, everyone's like, "Dude, there's no guy here named Phil, man. Like, stop asking
You
about
guys are
him."
never gonna believe this. I saw the guy from the burger place in Orlando.
Yeah.
He was telling me I was fat while I was eating a churro. It's like,
Dude.
I have bad news.
He's in the bathroom, man.
Oh, so you fat piece of shit. You're just going to the bathroom in there. Dude, you know what I want to talk about?
What?
Alexis does a little special thing. I'm curious if how many of our listeners think this is normal. He gets completely nude to shit.
Yeah,
No, that's
baby.
normal. That's normal.
It's
I
not
back it up. I back it
normal.
up.
No, it's
I
not
back it up.
normal.
Yeah.
This
Not-
is 2 versus 2
It
now.
is 2 versus 2.
Okay, let's talk about. First of all, everyone now knows that I get, and by the way, completely naked, not even socks. What is your state of undress when you go poo?
I pull my pants down to my knees
Yep.
so that I can bend at the waist. I pull my cheeks apart, sit on.
You not with your hands.
Yeah, what?
No, with his hands, he does.
Yeah.
Holding it.
Yeah.
spread
No,
out.
So
no.
the squat movement doesn't open your cheeks up.
No, and I just sit on the toilet. No, in all honesty,
Again, that's jail shit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You've kegled your asshole shut.
No, I in all reality, I just pull my pants down to my knees and I sit on the toilet, man. I thought that was what I was like.
That's what
there's
I
nothing
do.
More to
Every
do.
time, sometimes when here in Florida where it's so humid, you don't want to feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable.
I feel
Wait,
comfortable,
you've never
yeah.
taken off your shirt, just your shirt to shit.
No, I
No.
feel unsafe shitting with my clothes. Even
you-
when I get naked before I shower, and if I'm shitting naked, I feel You know how when your dog is shitting and it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
at you like, "Are you protecting me
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now? You gotta have my back." If I need someone in the bathroom with me to watch my back while I shit,
You feel vulnerable in your own bathroom.
I genuinely feel like someone's gonna kick the stall open and start jumping me while I'm shitting.
Which is funny because that's what you threatened me with.
I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't know the realness.
Do you remember when we were at the World Trade Center Mall or whatever? And dude, I was in a stall pissing, and Shayne knew that I went in there, so he saw me go into one, and then he goes into it next. But I was finishing, and so I left real quick, and another guy goes in. So he gets up on the stall to take a picture of me pissing. Takes a picture of a random stranger, and the guy's
with
like,
his dick out.
"Yeah,
Wildly illegal.
just what the fuck?" And then like I hear him running out. I didn't see this, but he's just like comes out of the bathroom. He's like, we gotta go. And I'm like, why? What happened? He's just like, don't ask questions. Let's get out of here. And we're like escaping that mall or
Dude,
whatever.
we were at the
Jesus.
World Trade Center.
You know
I
the-
fucking just took a
Like
picture
the
of some.
Oculus Eye or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just took a picture of some European tourist dick
So-
on accident.
So you fear what you became, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing is that's not the only time that Shayne's done something fucked up to somebody on accident. I remember one time we were at a mall and we were in the bathroom and we didn't know anyone was in there. And for some reason, Shayne was like, I'm just going to start kicking stall doors.
Wait.
And he kicked a stall door.
How old
and
were you
there was
guys?
a guy just sitting there and he was butt naked.
Was it me?
No, this story. Well, because here's what probably happened. We got in there and we were joking around. We were all hyped up, and I literally think we would just like got into a physical altercation with someone else. So we were pumped, and I was like, "Yeah, who the fuck is in here?" Like we were like being crazy. So this dude's in the stall, just like, oh no, and
God.
he is perfectly quiet. And then jokingly to Jared, I was like kicking stall doors, like ninja kicking, like as a
Yeah.
joke. And then I fucking
As a joke.
I sparked. I kicked the door, and the dude is just on the toilet with his hands up, like, no.
So
please."
wait, hands off.
You know that guy heard you coming for how many stalls? How many stalls was it before you got to the guy?
It was at least 2, dude.
Oh my god. That poor bastard just was
Oh.
waiting for it. And he knew he couldn't get dressed in time.
He was just like, please, no.
Good God.
Like
Hey,
a horror movie.
He didn't even call out too. He wasn't like, "Hey man, I'm in here." He was just
No, he was
too
scared.
afraid.
What if he he heard you coming and was taking off his clothes? So like like Bronson in
Yeah.
jail. Like I gotta fight this guy naked. It's my only chance.
Jesus. He was
So-
jerking off before
Jared,
you showed up.
Jared put me on blast for bullying strangers. That was an accident.
So that is proof, though. People do shit naked in public.
Yes.
Terrifying.
What? No,
Dude,
it's
When
Dude,
I worked
how
in the
vulnerable was
corporate world-
that guy? We
That's
kicked the
what
stall
I'm
door
By the
open.
way, that guy has never taken a shit naked since. You changed his life. Dude.
he's like, I gotta go take a shit. He puts on a hoodie and just
Yeah. He's walking in the bathroom and he hears someone unzipping like a jacket. He's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. This one time.
The PTSD he has going into public bathrooms
Yeah.
now, dude.
Dude.
His sphincter is ruined. He's just holding
I
his
don't
shit
even remember
in.
what we said to him. We just like, oh, our bad, and like left. Dude, but this blew the locks off the door, by the way. Like it didn't close anymore,
Yeah.
for sure. It didn't.
That guy shits with his foot up on the
Oh shit.
God. Yeah, when I worked in the corporate world and I had to wear a suit, I would bring a hanger with me to the bathroom.
That's so
I would
gangster,
hang
dude.
my suit up as I took a shit.
I respect
so
that.
fucking gangster.
You know what? Bilk as much time as you can,
Yeah,
right?
dude.
Treat yourself. You're at work. You're getting paid.
I,
see it.
I agree with taking your suit off to shit because you don't want to get like the shit smell on there. I guess.
Or like
but,
water on the ground or anything.
Water on the ground. Yeah, your suit. It's expensive. and
That I would
everything.
keep my shoes on.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
socks
yeah,
and shoes on, so you're naked, just dress shoes.
Yeah, so if you look in, you just see like shin socks and
Wait.
shoes.
Yesterday, Alexis described it to us as he got fully naked and then took 2 squares of toilet paper
I
to
said if
set.
there's water on.
Oh, if there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
water
yeah.
on the
Oh,
If it's
okay.
a dry floor, I'll take toilet paper, put it on the floor for my feet.
Okay.
Because it's a corporate bathroom, they're generally pretty clean.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
they're cleaning
yeah,
'em.
yeah, it's fine.
I also won't. I most likely won't shit like in a really like a park bathroom. You know
what
I
happens
mean?
if you like if you're like, oh no, and you're like, somewhere at a restaurant?
I mean, I'm lucky enough that I live in a city like New York, so like if you run into the lobby, if you walk confidently into the lobby of any hotel,
Yeah.
they all have bathrooms in the lobby, and they're really clean.
Well, I
Because
mean,
no one ever uses them besides staff.
the secret to New York people don't understand. There's nowhere to pee, but if you just walk into a bar and you go, I'm using the bathroom, and they go, no, and you go, okay, and you just keep going
Yeah.
and you
Wait,
just go do it.
You know you don't. They say that for you. If I go into a bar and I'm like, "Hey, can I use the bathroom?" They're like, "Okay," but when you walk in, you're like, "I'm using it," and they're like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?"
Yeah.
Dude,
Last
no
time I was
chance.
in New York, I had to pee really bad, and I went into like a Rite Aid or like a CVS or something. I was like, "Oh man, I gotta pee. Is it cool? You have a bathroom here?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't." And he's like, looked at me. He's like, "But for you, I'll let you into the basement. And then he took me into this
What?
like basement where their bathroom was, and
That's
I was like,
the most non-New
Yeah.
York shit. I
For
remember when
you, I'll
yeah.
let you
I
into the
sent Shayne
basement.
this. Sent Shayne the video. I was like,
Was
does
he-
this happen?
Was he trying to fuck you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
Probably.
They definitely looked through holes in the wall.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, bro. Was there a little hole cut into the wall?
Yeah, with tape.
But
It
that was
weird,
crazy.
dude. Next to the toilet paper was just a dick through a hole.
Was there a painting with the eyes cut out, just staring down above the urinal?
That was a
Uh,
unique experience, though.
Yeah,
was
dude. I
like,
remember I knew I had this shit real bad, and I was driving through the city. I drive at night to spots before I got the scooter, and I just knew I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. This one's is not gonna be good. And I went into a corner bar, and I said, like, look, I've been here before. I know you gotta buy a drink. I'm not gonna get a drink, but if I bought a drink, I'd give you $2 as a tip. So here's $2 on the counter. I'm gonna use your bathroom. And she goes, yeah, that's cool. And I just went in there and did my thing.
Nice.
Clothes off?
Huh? Yeah, but I actually there was nowhere to hook my jeans and stuff.
The worst.
So I folded my jeans, I folded my shirt on top, and I put it on my lap as I shit
Nice. So you do this every time?
every time. Yeah,
See-
I can't be. So people have given me their theories. It's like you get more freedom with your legs for movement. It's like I don't know that I have any reason. I just know I'm not comfortable. I also don't like when my clothes are wrinkly. Like I have that little bit of like that hood shit in me where like my clothes has to look nice. My sneakers can't be scuffed. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen how both of you dress, or three of you. I know that doesn't matter to any of you. You guys look like you pack by throwing things in a duffel. Like
yeah, literally.
I was
yeah.
actually
I'm very different.
I'm going to be buying clothes here. Is my
Yeah.
plan. I was like, I got like 3 pairs of underwear. Let's do this. We're here for a week.
Yeah, we're very different.
Oh.
I'll buy new undershirts for a trip. Like I get that. So like for me, like I'll fold my clothes nicely. I'll put it on my lap. Like I have like a process.
Yeah, you got your life together.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but maybe a little more than you three. Not you.
do love it.
Jared is like a weird version of the two of you. Like
Well,
he's
Jared has his shit. Also, Jared's out handsoming how white trash he is.
100%.
That's why you guys are both married.
You have to grade Jared on a curve because like he'll tell you stories about what he used to do, but also like owns a home. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
There's like a different version of the two of you. He's like a bizarro world version of the two of you.
Yeah. No, it's true. And then you're like, oh yeah, Shayne, you have a lot of success, so your life must be better. It's like absolutely not. though.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
He actually is, because it's like he gets to fuck as much as you and gets to be married as much as I want to be.
Yeah, and he
It's
has
the
a mustache.
Yeah, dude, the
I have the
mustache. That
mustache.
helps.
Yeah.
He
it's
does have the
true.
better facial hair too. You can't grow like
I can
cheek.
only grow a goatee. I'm evil Shayne.
yeah, it's
That's
bizarre.
the
That's
evil version
bizarro
of me. I'm
Shayne.
bizarro
Dude.
version of me.
And I'm
dude.
evil Max, so you're you're just good. You're just the good one.
Yeah.
So I get it. I think you're more in touch with nature and being natural when you shit. Like
Maybe.
I
I hate
think
the mountains.
Have you done a
stuff.
shit outside?
I had to do it once.
under the
So-
stars, or
When I got arrested when I was a teenager, and they made me do community service. One of the options for community service was the Boy Scouts.
hell yeah.
Nice.
So I
We're
did it. I did it in a town.
Drafted.
I did it in a town called Glenridge. I believe it's where Tom Cruise is from. It's like really, really ritzy. So all the kids were rich as shit. Like I showed up to camping in like a Tommy Hilfiger backpack. Like they all had like the camping backpack that has like the swoop at the top and all that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that there were bathrooms and I had to take a shit. So I just went into the woods deep enough where I'm like, none of these dudes could see me.
Yeah.
And I just took a shit near a tree and I took everything off and I put it in my jacket and I held like I tied the arms of the jacket together so I could hold it like over my shoulder. So I took a
Nice.
shit. I wiped with like whatever I could find, like enough. And I was
Like
like, all right,
leaves?
that's clean. And I did have like baby wipes, so I used that. And then but I didn't use that for everything. I was like
Yeah,
leaves
yeah.
and shit. And then I used that for like the ending to really clean me off. And then when I got back, they're like, all right, we're going to build a fire. And they're like, by the way, you know, there's like places to use the bathroom over there. I was like, all right, well, no one goes south. You know? Stick to the trails, my guys.
Yeah,
man.
shitting in
Yeah.
the woods. Dude, shitting and coming in the woods are some of the great American feelings you can
It was
have.
actually, there was something about it where I'm like, is this what it was like? You know,
George
I also
Washington
that
shit in
night,
those woods.
I yelled, oh my God, I think I discovered stars because I'd never seen stars before.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Because you spent your whole life. You were born in where?
Newark. Yeah, I'm from Newark. Like light pollution, I didn't know it was
Exactly.
real. Like, you know, it's funny. Like you could see city from where the top of the mountain we were on, and like you could see like the haze of the light over it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
damn, I've just been living in that.
Dude, so there's still light pollution there. If you ever go like to Montana or parts of Utah or Wyoming, there's no light pollution, and it's like a surreal experience. I've seen people like break down and freak out.
I went to the Poconos, and it was like a community, like a mountain that's like gated.
Yeah.
And first of all, the sound of nighttime is horrific. I'd much rather listen to like reggaeton music and salsa music blasting. It's just a bunch of animals making noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yo, you can't see your hand in front of your face.
nope.
Mhm.
Love it.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
the jam. Here's what you got to do.
It's 8 hours of death.
If you're
Yeah,
like
well,
us
that's
and you grow
terrifying.
up out there, you no longer have the feeling of like oppressiveness. You're like, I'm in here with you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm also a creature out here.
you
Like-
become the cricket.
No, you do, dude. You're like one of the creatures adding sounds to the night, just stalking around. If you get confident in the wilderness, it is a cool feeling where you're just like, no, it's the Rorschach. I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me,
Oh, really?
motherfucker. Yeah.
I never understood this one scene in like the original Jurassic Park where like it was quiet and then you hear like a twig break. But
Uh-huh.
that sound
It's terrifying.
is so because you don't realize it can be anything.
Yeah, just a twig breaking on its own, or
It could be a
swamp
small
ape.
animal. It could be a swamp gate. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Or a
dude.
skunk ape. Sorry.
Skunk ape. It could be anything, and you won't see it. It could be the idea that someone could be standing in front of you and you don't know. I understand why horror films were like written.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You get those experiences where if you camp enough where you're just out and you just shine a light and then there's just a bear and it's like, oh, fuck, you got me. And
That happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Nah.
and you see his eyes and their mouth. You can see their mouth in the light and their eye, and it's just sitting there like. And the bear isn't like hunting you.
No.
It's like, what's this smells? I'm gonna eat some of this food because
Yeah.
they usually don't eat like big things.
They want to eat your M&Ms.
Yeah, so
Not you.
it'll just be in the camp like chilling, and then you shine a light, and the bear's like, "Oh fuck!" But it's huge.
Don't move, dude.
Yeah, it's this big ass bear, and both of you are like, "What do we do now?"
The thing that fucks you up are like moose.
Oh,
Because
dude.
if you get close to them, they're huge. They're
There
way
was this lady when I worked in the corporate world. She managed like the western part of the country, and she lived in Montana. I was like, "Yo, what is that like?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just like living anywhere else." And then she started telling a story once that she got to her house after like a week of not being there because she traveled so much, and she had to wait in the car for 4 hours for the moose to leave the porch.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, no, it's not like living anywhere else, lady. And granted, I've had to like not go into my home because a crackhead is outside. Like I've had to wait. But
Yeah.
that's different than a moose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about a moose on crack?
Crack
I was gonna say,
moosing?
crackhead might be as dangerous as a moose with the right circumstance.
No, I think
don't
you can talk
know.
your way out with a crackhead.
Crackheads can
sometimes.
climb.
Crackheads want something.
Yeah,
They want
crackheads
crack.
can climb though. Moose
yeah,
can't.
Yeah, but don't moose have those like big ass antlers? that
Yeah,
look over the
and moose can
windshield?
swim. Crackheads usually cannot swim.
No, because they're poor.
Yeah, they sink immediately.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
go straight to the bottom.
I can't swim.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah,
Wait.
I could swim. I can't tread water.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like a shark. If I stop, I die. I just have to keep going to the other end of the pool.
You can't tread water?
Nah.
My man, next time we hang out, if we ever get near water, I'm gonna help you out because that's a life skill you need. What if you're in a shipwreck?
He's just
What-
gonna throw.
If I'm in a
Alexis.
shipwreck, you think my survival skills are gonna get me somewhere? What am I gonna tread water forever, my guy? I'm like, well, this was fun.
That is one cool thing about growing up in like the Boy Scouts is I'm like, if shit goes down, I got a few merit badges under my belt. I could swim. I like one of the was it the first aid one or is the deep sea dive? You had to dive down like 16 feet and pick up a brick, and I'm like 14 years old.
Oh yeah, we had
Yeah,
different Boy
yeah.
Scouts,
We had
man.
so much of that cool stuff.
yeah,
We had the
that too.
Klondikes.
Yeah.
The Klondike is dope. Where you go out into the.
Isn't that the ice cream with the chocolate cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go out into the forest when it's snowing.
Dude, like
the
a foot or
mountains,
two of
and then-
snow.
And then you dig a hole. You dig a giant ass hole like 3 feet deep, and then you make an ice cave, and that's the Klondike.
And these
Yeah,
are
and you
just
sleep in there.
Bro,
14, 15-year-olds.
I got kicked out of the Boy Scouts, so I ended up having to do Golden Glove to finish off my community
Oh,
service.
okay.
But and then I was like, I'm not doing it because I sparred with a kid who was like 100 pounds less than me, and he was like a million bees stinging me at once. That's how fast this kid punched. But I got kicked out because I would always like make jokes, and they would always tell me like, you have to be respectful and you have to be this. It's like
Oh.
all the code of honor.
You got one of the bad
Yeah.
tropes.
But dude, I fucking a bunch of nerds, like but aggressive, sexually repressed
Yeah.
nerds showed up with like the little bandana, and I always refused to wear the bandana, and I made the guy believe that it was because it was gang related. I'm like, I can't wear that because I'll get murdered, and they just never made me do it.
Awesome.
Because Glen Ridge is like a nice town, but they're idiots. But these like hardcore nerds, like aggressive, like manly nerds showed up, and the guy, I was like, what the hell? I was like, why are you guys dressed like this? He's like, we're Weeblos, and I was like, Weeblos? And he goes, Weeblos. I go, I bet you all do. And we blow.
Yeah.
And dude, they were like, what? And I was like, come on, it's funny. And I got like told you can't do that. We're gonna make you like you can't come back for 2 weeks. So I just never showed up.
I got kicked out of Boy Scouts because my scout leader didn't want to molest me. So
Yeah.
we're far different.
You're like, if you're not gonna touch me, dude, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go find a real one.
Luckily, my dad was the scoutmaster, so
he did
So
molest.
he
you.
was doing the molest.
So it was cool.
You
I
were
was like,
safe.
I protected all the other kids.
You were familiar with it.
Dude, but no, we had one of those troops where it was. It sounds like you got fucked with one of the dorky troops, and
I got like, they were like they took it really serious.
because there's some, our troop was just like, I remember we had a flag burning ceremony for one of the kids' underwear because he blew it out, and we were like all saluting, and we had his underwear on a stick, and someone was like,
How do you blow out underwear? Can I ask
Dude,
that?
you just, I don't know, you fart too fast? I don't He had just a giant hole in his boxers, and we respectfully retired his underwear in the campfire. And I think another troop complained, because this would happen a lot. Other troops would complain like to my dad, because he's the scoutmaster, and they'd be like, hey, your boys are really like disrespectful. They're like not doing the thing. They're not tucking in their shirts. They're not. And my dad would be like, oh, okay. And that was it. He did not care at all. And it was the best. It was the absolute best version of Scouts.
Dude, I cheated on the Pine Derby, whatever that is.
Yeah,
Pine Box
yeah.
Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude that lived next to my I didn't have a dad, so I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to build it. My mom's like not gonna help me.
Yeah.
So I asked the neighbor's dad. I was like, hey, do you know how to do a pine box? He's like, no, but I got a bunch of tools. We can figure this out. So he just like cut like a crude triangle.
Yeah.
But then he was like, wait a minute. And he drilled like directly through the center of it. And he put a bunch of weights in the tip of it.
Yeah.
And then he like puttied the back, and then he painted it like really crudely, but so you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So when everyone else had like pennies glued to the outside, and there was like so much you can have.
Yeah.
And they were like, yours weighs different. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's the wood, you know. And I won like a bunch, and then eventually like one of the wheels fell off, and it's why I didn't win the whole thing. But I won like a bunch of like snacks and money. I was like, this is great, dude.
People get autistic with the Pinewood Derbies. They get like
That's like the most competitive they got. Like that was when I saw like all their real characters.
yeah.
people will like special order wheels balanced on eBay. They're just little shitty plastic wheels because you have to use those. You have to use the little block of wood.
Yeah.
And the like special weights you buy like graphite so you can lube up the wheels on the nails. It's
Special
fucking,
paint. They'll like
Yeah.
wind test their cars. People go crazy with
And
that.
it's
My
so-
troop was like, this shit is gay.
Yeah.
My
you
troop
don't know
was
what that
also
is-
like Max, where we would just like just eat bugs and fucking. We burned each other with pennies. We
Hell
heated up
yeah.
pennies and pushed them against
With the
each
magnifying
other.
glass? Or
What?
through the fire, like in a fire?
Yeah, we just put them in the fire and then you take them out and then you push the penny onto someone else and then we all did that to like be in the troop together. That was our like thing.
Hell yeah.
And we also went to this camp called Thunder Ridge, which later like shut down for being like too dangerous. And they had a thing where all the troops there was all this like scrap wood and shit and like all this material, and there was supposed to be like make a boat to get across the lake with whatever you can get. And then at the end of it, they had a thing where they were like, okay, now everyone paddle out into the troop boats and then sink each other for fun.
Fuck yeah.
And have like a wrestling matches, and like we were swimming to the other people's boats and trying to pull them down, and our boat won. We just went crazy ramming people and shit. It was awesome.
I think we're the troops that make the other troops not have fun.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I think
it's
so.
like-
You're the ones that everyone's like, oh, they remembered this year? That's crazy.
It's funny that you mentioned Thunder Ridge because the last time that I went to Thunder Ridge was the year before it was shut down, and a kid got eaten by a mountain lion.
Yeah, I remember
Fuck
that.
yeah.
And it was because we were camping
There's
there
just
at
a
the time.
family right now still remembering the child.
Because I remember we were there, and they're like, hey, you need to travel in like at least groups of 4, because
So 4 of you can be eaten by a mountain.
it's a numbers game at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be sure you got one fat kid in there.
Yeah, exactly. I was always the free meal, man.
Thunder
why-
Ridge was wild. Dude, truly, like, That place was crazy because you go there as a scout, and it's not for older scouts. It's for like, I think 14 and under, so Weeblos and Cub Scouts or whatever. And they keep the two different age groups in different spots. But the people who ran the camp, there were literally like 2 adults that I want to say were just guys in their 20s, and everyone else was an older scout that was 16, 17, or 18.
And they're the weirdos.
So but they're in charge.
Yeah.
They work there, so like they have children watching children. So of course, like some 17-year-old kid who wants to be an Eagle Scout or just is at camp, like who gives a fuck, is like sharing porn magazines with us, encouraging us to like fight and blow shit up. And we cut down a tree for no reason once and got in a bunch of trouble.
That's like a federal crime.
Yeah, they were like, and they were like, "Why'd you do it?" And all of us, we were just like, "We don't know." We literally cut down a tree for fun, like took turns axing down a tree.
Cutting down trees is so fucking fun. Just Minecraft in real life.
Digging holes, cutting down tree. Dude, if you go to the beach and dig a hole, random dudes will be like, "What do you like digging a hole?"
They'll come help you.
Yeah, they'll come help, dude. We're
like,
gonna fill it with water later. They're like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
The caveman instinct, man. You wanna just do shit.
Dudes rock.
That reminds me of like we went to a lake in one of them, or there was a lake in part of the camping, and one of us threw a rock in, and this camp counselor was trying to get the kid to go back in and grab a rock out.
Oh my god, that's
And
so
like
fucking
this kid
lame.
like was good. Like they had like 3 or 4 hood kids in this thing. Like they tried to help a couple of us out, and like this kid was literally gonna fight this like adult male.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't going in the fucking water. Like he was like dead ass. Like I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
And he would throw more rocks, and the guy's like, now you got to go get 5. He's like, how about I go get 6?
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
it was like this standoff. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna watch this kid fight this dude. And eventually the dude just like let it go. He was like, all right, well, don't do it again. He was like, I think he realized, like, I think this Puerto Rican kid's gonna knife me while I sleep.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah,
Just-
Cougar got him.
yeah.
No country for old men style. I'm gonna come into your house and slit your throat while you sleep. Oh my
Yeah, go
god.
ahead, make me do this shit. Watch what happens when you snore, my guy. But I'll never forget, man. We wore like Timbs, and like, you know what I mean? Like we're like, they'd be like, we're gonna go on a hike, and we're all like, we ain't getting our Timbs messed up. Like,
That's so
That's
funny.
what Tims are for.
nah, not for us.
Getting them messed up, working on them. Oh, did you ever have at scout camp? Did you ever have like the one girl that was there? She's like 19,
Never.
and everybody.
Never.
What?
At my scout, like every single scout camp. I'm talking. No, she worked at the camp. She wasn't a part of the troop.
Oh, okay.
She worked at the camp, and it was just like everyone wanted to fuck her because we're all just fucking
Yeah,
teenagers.
of course.
Yeah, that's generally how that works. I remember I went to day camp because my mother's like, you ain't sleeping over anywhere. You're gonna get touched. So I went to day camp for like 2 years, and it turns out it was like another one of these like rehab, like stop being such a bad student kind of places. But there was just one girl who worked there, and every camp counselor was like, everyone was thirsty for this girl to pay any attention.
Yeah.
But it's a day camp. We go home in the afternoon, guys. Relax. There's girls where you live. It was just like everyone was trying to bang this girl.
I love that your parents are conscientious enough to know that you would have got touched if you stayed
Yeah,
over.
yeah. Dude,
That
yeah.
really shows you the difference between white parents.
Yeah. My mom was like, I can't handle that also, so just don't sleep anywhere.
I told you about my mom, right? Every single party before I would go to, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know, women are going to rape you, so don't. Be careful, protect yourself." And then I'm like going through all these parties through this year. So I'm like, when is this gonna happen? When?
Yeah. Bring on the female rape.
It never happened, and I was could never trust her ever again.
There's also that weird thing of like Latin parties, like everyone dances with an older woman. Like, you know, like if you're
Yeah.
a teenager and you're a good dancer, they like, oh, go dance with this woman. You know, it was like in her 30s. And sometimes they get a little freaky. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. You never
Yeah.
seen that?
I mean, the
Dude.
parties we would go to are not great. Like, there's like some people on meth, everyone's drunk. I remember the first time I got to I was really hanging out at a party, and I was like, fuck, I mean, we were around parties as like children all the time, but the first time I was like, oh, I'm a man. I'm also here. I went into this room and a girl just put a Sobe bottle in her pussy.
Yep, I remember her.
Yeah, Jared was incredibly young.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
You're the
like
younger
12.
one. Yeah.
No, you were way younger than that, even, dog.
But you were
Because
doing
I
gang
was
shit at
12.
12 already.
No, Jared is straight up a little man. He was like
Yeah.
8, dude.
Yeah.
You had to be so young.
That makes the 12-year-old kid grinding up on a 30-year-old just so much more wholesome, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is
I'm just salsa dancing, and a woman's like, "It's okay, you can put your hand on
And
my lower
we're
back," and I'm like,
seeing
"Whoa,
Sobe bottles.
these guys are like." So So this
women's
bitch has a
vagina.
dragon on the side of a bottle sticking out of her pussy. Yeah.
Literally,
It's a little different.
Literally, I remember me and Jared being there. Jared's so young. I'm so young. And there's a fully grown man, like a 1%er. There's a biker dude that's best on go, you guys like this? It's just like talking to us like we're there. I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm 12.
Yeah.
It's so crazy you say that because I experienced a woman fucking a Sobe bottle when I was like 8. But then when I started actually partying hard when I was like 13,
Yeah.
I watched a girl fuck herself with a brush, like a hairbrush.
I remember you telling me
That
about
seems
that.
way more normal
Yeah.
than the Sobe.
Yeah,
bottle.
that
That's
does
like-
seem more normal. But still, it's just like, what are you doing?
Wait,
Why are
what
you-
end of the brush though? 'Cause I forget where you guys are from.
before Chatterbait, you had to go into random trailers at trailer park parties to see if there was a woman fucking herself with an inanimate object.
Okay, well then, for the audience, for those of you who are more like me than them, what is a trailer park party?
Yeah, like, well, if a party starts to go, like, if everyone's like, it's like a block party, like everyone's having a good time, there's loud music, and like, just people chilling, and then if
All the
everyone's
trailers are
outside, like
open.
having a barbecue or whatever, and people are having a good time, and then from trailer to trailer, there's people in them like hanging out.
Yeah, kind of like a.
So it's like a tailgate almost.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, and people don't lock their trailer doors.
I was
Most
gonna say,
trailer doors don't even lock.
Living in a trailer park is just a 24/7 tailgate.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Depending on
at
the
the end of the
park.
day.
You made that sound so sad though.
it is.
There's a
It
couple,
is.
there's a
It's not a
couple
good-
Giants fans that are like, well, that's not so bad. But then the trailer park part is like, oh man.
Well, and all the parents are like hanging out drinking, so like all the young people or whatever, there's just stuff going on everywhere, and you just walk wherever.
Yeah, good judgment doesn't always lead you to a trailer park, right? So I'm sure the parents are just like, I'd rather they drink in front of me, like that kind of shit. Yeah.
Straight up.
Our parents were very heavy. I'd rather them, our kids drink with us. They would just give us alcohol at like 12, 13.
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old.
We were drinking as children, and we smoked. Like, I had to quit smoking for real when I was 14.
Same.
Yeah, you're like, I got to change for high school.
Dude.
I smoked from like 9 years old till 14.
Yeah,
I was
Jared.
like,
Jared started so young, dude. We were like,
it's so fucked up. When you
We
think
were
about it.
like, dude, we were trying to
I'm
like.
glad you guys are meeting other people so you know how y'all grew up. Ain't real, man.
We were huffing gas and trying to finger girls when we were in like 6th grade.
You understand
yeah,
why they
me
have.
too, just not the huffing part,
Yeah.
man.
You didn't huff gas?
Never.
You didn't huff anything?
What do you
Nah,
mean?
I've
you
never really done
I thought
drugs.
he might have.
Nah, I never really
You
did
didn't
drugs.
like no
Huffing
none of
gas
that?
is a white kid.
What about paint? Huffing gas.
No.
So
No,
huffing
that
paint
just
is
doesn't
like the
exist where I'm
That's
from.
Crackhead shit.
No, graffiti kids huff paint.
That's true. Shane's right.
why-
Graffiti kids
why-
No,
do
they
huff
don't. Not here or where
Yeah.
I'm from. No, they don't.
Well, we saw graffiti kids huff paint, but the meth of huffing is gas.
or
That's what-
poop.
Or some people huff shit.
Well,
yeah.
remember the lady who was on that intervention show where she was like wiggling out of the cops and she would huff the air cans?
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 air
yeah.
That
duster.
blew my
That's
mind.
whippets.
Whippets.
Whippets, my bad.
Air
My
duster.
cousin
I
got
remember-
into that actually.
I remember it was months ago, some girl FaceTimed Shane, and she was just doing whippets while FaceTiming him, and I was like, what in white America is
Bro,
this? It's
that's
just-
by the way, bro. Just we don't have to edit that out, but she's a very popular musician.
She is a very. I see her posted all the fucking time.
She slid, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is
Wait,
happening! Real cool."
Is she posting publicly that she's doing
No.
whippets? Or
No,
oh, okay.
And then she just called me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna this is cool. Like, it always feels.
You know the
good.
music I like. Do you think I'd be able to guess who this person is? I'm not gonna do it on
I
mic.
don't know if you would be able to.
Well, do you think she was like, how some girls will be like, oh, I want to like drink a beer or two, like before the date, kind of,
that
she's
was it.
like-
She said, "I'm taking whippets before I go to the gym."
or what?
Yep.
Before the gym.
That's what she said. Because Shane and I were on the way to the
That might
gym.
be the only way I could go to the gym. Actually,
Shane and I were on the way to the gym, and she's like, "Can I call you real quick? I'm just gonna do some whippets while I talk to you. Is that cool?"
Jesus
and Shane was like,
Christ.
"I guess."
I thought she was kidding, dude. I
We
thought-
did, and then she got on, and then she was doing whippets.
Yeah,
And
it
we were
was
like,
a
"Oh,
very
okay."
yeah. And I thought she has money, so I was like, oh, if she doesn't do whippets.
Yeah.
She's
She's
a
one of-
successful musician.
Yeah,
She's,
if you have money, you shouldn't be doing whippets. That's
No one should be doing whippets.
Yeah,
Anyone.
zero
yeah, why did
people-
you make it okay for the poor?
hey, we need resources too. All right.
No one should be whippeting.
I've said this before. I will try heroin before I ever try whippets. Just
Really?
yes, from the way that people like. It kills your brain cells. I'd rather feel good.
Yeah, heroin doesn't do damage at all.
No,
dude.
no, I could do it once.
I feel like people who recover from heroin all the way do seem okay. Sometimes.
Do you remember the girl from last night?
Which one?
She whatchamacallit? She's like she was in the sound booth.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much. I probably shouldn't have said that,
yeah.
but she said to JF does a joke like, "Well, clap your hands if you ever smoked weed," and everyone does like, "All right, well, clap your hands if you ever did heroin," and no one ever claps. And she goes, "I was gonna clap, but I didn't want to ruin your joke." And she like seemed wildly normal, like almost like corny before that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Dude,
I'm like,
those are the people
I go,
you never
"Congrats for
expect.
beating it. Did you beat it, or are you still using it?" Like, I don't know. I don't know what
She's
happened
like,
here.
By the way, I'm later on if you guys want to hang out.
That's what I was doing in the sound booth. You know? I grew up around people moving lots of drugs, so I was like, I always stayed away from it because every time I saw someone associated with drugs, they went to jail.
Yeah. What we stopped doing them because we were like, oh, we're gonna kill our stepdad. We were just like, oh, we're gonna kill literally, Jared and I, we're gonna bide our time. We're gonna grow up enough and get a little bigger.
Because you saw what it was doing to
Yeah,
everyone.
and we were like, we're gonna kill all these people. Like we were literally gonna kill everyone in our life. So we're like, oh, we're not gonna do drugs and be losers. You know, and then we just went losers regular style as we got became teenagers.
You went naturally loser.
We took the worst drug of all, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
That's the real gateway drug, folks.
But yeah, we were like angry. It's so funny because there was
You
this
two do have that little bit of angstiness. Not anymore because you can see it's out of you.
Oh, it's
but you
still
can
there.
tell it's a part of your culture. You can see you culturally had that like the angry white kid shit, like the kids you see at the mall that are like kicking stuff, you know?
Drinking Monster Energy drinks, punching holes in drywall.
Yeah.
Like that's.
You're like, when's my white privilege gonna kick in? This shit sucks.
I used to joke around about like white people hating their parents, but then I've heard both your stories, and I'm like, nah, you both should. Oh man.
Yeah, dude. This girl, I messaged her. I found her on Tinder or whatever. We started talking. She's like, I'm a comic. She's very cute. I was like, oh, cool. So she's kind of funny, and she was. She had like banter. I was like, fuck yeah. Any girl who starts to banter immediately, I'm very interested. I was like, okay. And then she goes, I'm sober.
For everyone listening who wants to bang Shayne, that just means roasting him a little bit.
It just means being even remotely clever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I'm sober. I was like, oh, this is a big get. I fucking love that. So I was like, I'm sober too. And then she's like, oh, are you in the program? And I was like, no. And she's like, I am. And then she's like, tell me about your sobriety. And I was like, oh, like, I just fucking hated my stepdad and everyone in my family. And me and my brother decided to be sober out of just like spite
and rage.
I fucking enraged. Yeah, I was like, so my sobriety is like built in hatred and rage. And she was like, oh, we can't talk. My sobriety is about forgiveness and love. And she unmatched me immediately. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, fuck.
Good for her.
Yeah, she knows.
Hate is such a better emotion than love, though.
Dude.
It's a good fuel.
It's good feel.
wish I could-
I actually, on the way here, I watched Whiplash, and I was like, I just need someone to physically abuse and emotionally abuse me, and maybe I'll be better at everything in life.
Bro, we already got abused to this point now. You want
Exactly.
more?
I need more. I need more fire.
I've always said like a hatred of something will lead to more loyalty than the love of the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if
100%.
you love me, you may still backstab me, but if we both hated the same thing, you'd be more loyal to me.
Oh,
That's what I've tried to tell him.
Yeah.
When you
Loyal
find-
to you until the time in which
No, because we both hate the same thing. So we'll constantly always. There's a better chance that we fall on the same side. Like we'll do more shit for each other.
This is what I think about like relationships. When a girl and I like the same thing, it's like, okay, cool, we like the same thing. But if we both hate something, that's so fun
Yeah,
on
you're
like a
locked.
date. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I fucking hate this thing so much.
Yeah.
Japan was on our side in World War I, you guys. I'm just saying. They come back around, baby.
Yeah.
They come back around. That shit gets crazy. So
With that, what's the most what food chain do you hate the most?
Oh.
So many.
Is it
Probably.
Chipotle?
No, I actually don't mind Chipotle because
That's what's up.
Burger
it's-
King?
No, actually, I don't mind Burger King either.
Jared eats Burger King every time he comes to New
I'd
York.
probably say Domino's.
Oh.
Or Papa John's, actually.
Papa John's. Fuck Papa
Yeah.
John's.
That place sucks ass.
Somebody paid me $75 to eat Papa John's for the first time. I took 2 bites and I gave him back $50.
Yeah,
I
you're
kept $25.
You got 25 as a finder's fee for the 2 bites.
There's so many things that I consider like a no, like a deal breaker for pizza. Part of it is like if you ever lift your slice of pizza and there's like a fence pattern on the bottom, that means it was like baked on a screen. To me, that's just I don't care how fancy a place is. People tell me about a place in Philly. I know the guy. I don't care. It's garbage. It's trash pizza. It had that. It had everything I associate with bad pizza was on this pizza. And I was like, ugh, whatever. I'm getting paid, so let me just take a bite. And it was garbage. And everyone's like, oh, you're lying. It's not that bad. I'm like, no, I'm telling you. Like, I can tell you the type of flour that was used. I can tell you what, like, I know what's in this pizza. And this is just such a horrific version of pizza that I almost like refuse to put that in my body.
Yeah, you told me you were a professional pizza. What is it? What's it called?
I did pizza tours. So
Little
like,
Caesars is better than Papa John's, and that's telling you something.
It is. Oh, it's first of all, it's Detroit style, which is really good pizza. But the guy who owns Papa John's paid Rosa Parks rent until she
No,
died.
not Papa John's, Little Caesars.
I'm sorry, Little Caesars. My bad. Little Caesars.
Oh yeah, so Little Caesars fucks.
The
Little
pizza
Caesars is the
guy?
best.
Yeah.
The owner of Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Papa John's out here saying the N-word.
He was trying to evict Rosa Parks.
Yeah, dude. And he's like, I'm going to eat nothing but, what did he say? I'll eat nothing but pizza for 31
Dude,
days.
he did
Yeah.
too. Did you see how sweaty he was in every interview?
Yeah.
God
Damn, dude. The Little Caesars is a real one.
Yeah, no, Little Caesars is the shit. Look, I won't eat it often because it's not like great. It's still a chain.
But if you're going to eat fast pizza, $5 for that little, it's good.
If someone were to get Little Caesars, I'm not gonna shit on them the way if like I saw them like happily order a Domino's. Nah, son.
Dude, Little Caesars is great because back in the day, you could just walk right in, open up the thing, grab the $5 pizza, and leave.
$5 is too expensive for you?
Dude,
Yeah,
well,
so
it's
let me
too
just-
expensive if
Let me
it's
translate
that
what
easy.
Shayne just said. You could rob a Little Caesars.
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, what are you going to say?
I don't know if the statute of limitation exists on this.
There's too many. They get robbed every day. They're never gonna find
just say that was a
There-
longer time ago.
There was a Little Caesars that Shayne and I happened to literally burglarize. And not for money. You'd think it'd be for money, but it was for the soda.
Yeah. Oh,
soda.
no. Yeah, that did happen.
We literally kicked the window in, and we were like, okay, let's get in here. And then we looked for the safe for like the money and couldn't find it. And then we ended up just going in and then just grabbing the 2 liters and running out.
Jesus.
Are you surprised with how much soda they drink?
I can't explain the level of expectation I had for when I saw Shayne buy 3 cases of Diet Mountain Dew, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry, I'll finish this before Monday." And they're going to do it.
We only have 2 left, 2 cans left.
There is empty cans of Diet Mountain Dew everywhere. The moment it's like a chain smoker. The moment one starts to go low, they light up the next one and prepare it. So there's never a fucking gap in Diet Mountain Dew.
No, there's not.
You are single-handedly keeping Diet Mountain Dew alive.
Dude, the people at Rite Aid literally one time, because you buy like diet soda and then they restock like every Monday or whatever at a CVS or a Rite Aid or whatever. The people at my
of course I know how they restock Diet Mountain Dew.
the people at my local Rite Aid literally were like, the one lady goes, I think you bought all of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And she goes, you're the only one. Like, you bought all the diet soda this round. She was like, you bought all of it yourself.
There is a Mountain Dew distributor who looks at your schedule, and when you go perform in their city, they tell their wife, we're going on vacation. That's what's happening. I bet you buy so much Diet Mountain Dew that people that own CVS's in towns you don't live in, but you happen to be traveling in, will look at each other and go, can you make meth out of Diet Mountain Dew? Like, there's got to be a drug they're boiling this down to make, because no one could possibly drink that much. What does your pee look and smell like?
Dude, it's clear. It's perfectly clear. I'm so hydrated.
That is so weird.
His
It is
body
weird.
has just become acclimated to the
Yeah,
Diet Mountain
dude.
Dew.
Oh
You know
my
what the funny?
God.
You know what you reminded me of when you talk about when we robbed Little Caesars and we were trying to find
Maverick?
Yeah. So there's this gas station in Utah called Maverick, and it's like this big, like a Wawa basically. It's the
Yeah.
West version of a Wawa, and they used to just keep their soda out on pallets. So they would have in front of the store pallets with like I don't even know.
Because who would go and
It
get
would
a
be like-
pallet of anything?
it would be
Yeah.
like 10, 12 packs of soda by 10, 12 packs of soda by. So
Oh,
there'd
this
be
is like next to the gas station.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can buy
right-
two while you get gas, right?
Exactly.
Where the
right,
ice and wood is?
right
up
in front of the window.
I would see this on the road. People would buy like cases of cola while you get gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's like 50 12 packs, right, on a pallet. Jared and I saw once, and we decided. So what we did was we crawled through the parking lot to the thing so that the guy working didn't see us. Grabbed the 12 packs, crawled back out of view of him, stood up, walked like the 12 blocks home, put the 12 packs in our house, and walked back. And we did it all night. And Looney Tunes.
Wait a second, though. What ended up happening is we thought we were stealing name brand soda.
It was like American Choice.
We stole the wrong
You stole 75 cents worth of soda.
Dude, but it was Looney Tunes style. Like one day the guy just came out for a shift and was like, I'm missing 50 12 packs? How the fuck is this possible? We literally crawled through the parking lot and it took us, no joke, like 5 hours to do all of it.
We had lots of ways of stealing fun stuff. What we would do is we'd get a friend, we'd pool together money, and we'd order McDonald's, and then we'd have a friend park at the drive-through window just far enough where someone could run through the middle. And when they'd go to hand the food, we'd run through and steal it, so they'd have to give us 2 orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a friend do that once, and he
So
slipped on black
the
ice and
thief
broke his arm.
The thief was an inside man.
Yeah, dude. It was like how the mob has a fixer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dude, Alexis, plug your shit, man. Tell people where to find
yeah,
you.
everyone can follow. If you like soccer, go to @SoccerCooligans on everything. If you don't, you can follow me @NotAlexis. I also have a show on Football Sports called The Cooligans. I have a show on Complex called Kicking It with Flex United. Awesome dude. What else? Yeah, I do stand up and I put a bunch of it up @NotAlexis or @SoccerCooligans.
Hell yeah. Fucking Jared, you want to tell people where to look at your dick?
Yeah, Jardos are on everything. You can subscribe to my OnlyFans. I spread my butthole on there. I got it waxed a few weeks ago by
You got
my wife.
hemorrhoids? Or no, you clean?
He's
We don't
clean.
talk about it.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah, you
what?
gotta pay. You gotta pay.
Yeah,
You gotta
You gotta
pay.
pay to. You gotta pay to
You
find
got,
out.
Yeah,
you
dude.
got a Hemi engine
You
in
got-
there?
Oh, buddy, my doctor.
500 horses.
My
baby.
doctor goes, "Do you have
Let's go.
hemorrhoids?" And I go, "Yeah." She's like, "How long do you shit?" I go, "I don't know, until my battery dies."
Fuck, man. We gotta get you checked out.
Yeah, dude, I'm like worried about
My
you.
doctor says my shit is normal,
From-
dude.
Dude,
I
but
was
we
gonna say
heard
from
it.
this week. I was
No,
worried
no,
this
no.
morning.
All right, look, I ate Waffle House.
Yeah.
Let me make some noises, all right, guys? Yeah.
All right, our producer is telling us we gotta go. Thank you, everybody. Cowboy boys, whatever. Yeehaw.
Yeah,
Yeehaw.
fucking yeehaw, everyone. Subscribe to Patreon.
Oh yeah, thank you for 100 beautiful episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, gang.
Cowboy Boys. We
Yeah.
did it. 100 eps.
All right, we can go now. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.